Before we get into today's video, I want to thank our patrons on Patreon. Thank you to Linda and Sophia. If you would like to be a patron on Patreon as well, you can hit up the link down below. The money goes towards the Christo-Pagan church that we are starting here on YouTube. If you would like to support this channel in other ways, you can do so by hitting up the eBay link down below. That is my business. It keeps the lights on, keeps the channel up and running, keeps food in my stomach and all that good stuff. If you do not have the funds to support this channel, but you would like to do so, you can hit up the subscribe button right down there. You can hit up the bell notification also right there. You can hit that like or dislike button. It all appeases the algorithmic gods of YouTube. All hail the algorithmic gods of YouTube. And if you've done all that, and if it is safe for you to do so, you can consider sharing this on your social media platforms. Now, to today's video. Hello, girls, guys, or otherwise. This is Rich, and welcome to the Nine of Pentacles for your Tarot Talk Tuesday. So let's go ahead and get on into it. We have the visual here, and we have our Pictorial Key of the Tarot by A.E. Waite, which reads, "A woman with a bird on her wrist stands amidst a great..." Okay, let me just say, amidst is a difficult word to say. A great abundance of grapevines in the garden of a manorial house. It is a wide domain suggesting plenty in all things. Possibly it is her own possession and testifies to material well-being, divinatory meanings, prudence, safety, success, accomplishment, certitude, discernment, reversed, roguery, deception, voided project, bad faith. Okay, we're gonna go away with A.E. Waite and his choice in words that is just a little tongue-tying for me today. Going from my notes, well, before we go into it, look at this woman here. Well, the supposed woman, very androgynous, could be a man. She doesn't only have a bird on her wrist. She has a bird that it is suggested that it would be a bird of prey, seeing that they are wearing a glove. Usually you wear those with birds of prey, ones that have talons that could injure you or injure your hand whenever you're handling them. It also looks like this bird has some sort of blinders on its head. Maybe that is the actual head, I don't know, but kind of looks like those blinders that they put on the birds to keep them focused and whatnot. So some things to suggest there whenever it comes to the bird and whatnot, that, not only do you have means by, the multitude of grapes and grapevines around you, but you also have the education and the ability to have this bird of prey in order to, work with that or whatnot. So let's get into my notes here. You have worked hard to create abundance in your life, and the Nine of Pentacles says that you can finally enjoy the fruits of your labor. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the luxuries and pleasures of a good life. I don't know if falconry is necessarily a luxury of life, but or a pleasure that people partake in. It certainly is astounding to me that birds are able to be trained in such ways and whatnot. And I think there are some fantastic organizations out there that use that modality in order to help preserve and protect certain types of wildlife and whatnot. So let's move on. Do not be scared to splurge, indulge, or pamper yourself, especially as a reward for all your good work, as I'm going to do with my tea here. Pampering myself and coating the throat. Anyway, this also speaks to financial independence. invest wisely and seek financial advice to make the most of your wealth. It's always good to seek financial advice no matter what. Knowing who to go to for what advice is a big thing, and not all individuals who uh, are accountants or are versed in financial matters are always the best ones to look at. So sometimes you need to look in other areas to kind of cultivate what you want to have come to fruition. You ask somebody like me who just squirrels things away and invests in items and sells them on eBay. I'm not the best one to ask for stock tips. I've played with the stock market before, and yeah, I think I made like $200. It wasn't anything, vastly successful. So yeah, I would not be the one to ask about financial advice whenever it comes to stocks and bonds. But if you want to know what type of antiques or collectibles to invest in, yeah, I'm your guy. Um, so, investing wisely in whatever modality you wish to invest in uh, is important, and knowing who to go to for that advice is also very important. This card also suggests that you are in harmony with the environment around you. As you can see, this individual is in harmony with this falcon, this bird, whatever kind of bird it is. They are in harmony and they are working together. They are, neither one is in danger. Neither one of them is, scared in any sort of way. They're just peacefully coexisting, and I think that's quite beautiful. Looking at the reverse Nine of Pentacles is all about self-worth. Take this opportunity to reflect on your own sense of self-worth and value. So basically, how you think of yourself and where you think your value lies. You may question whether you are enough. So this might bring up some questions in the back of your mind, like, are you really enough? Are you really doing well enough? You may be undercharging for your services if you have a service-based type of career or job. Say if you were a professional tarot reader, maybe you're not charging enough. Studies have shown the more that you charge, the more benefit the individuals get from the reading and whatnot. So whenever you're coming up to a tarot reader and the price seems like a lot, there is a reason for that. Usually that detracts some of the people that psychic hop from one to another to another. It detracts from them coming to each and every psychic in a town, and it also helps people, like the people being read, the querents. It helps them actually retain things because they're actually giving a larger amount. If I give $5 to somebody for a reading, am I really going to pay as much attention to the reading as if I give $100 to somebody for a reading? Let's just roll that around the old brain thing. I'm such a cheapskate that I don't I don't get readings for myself very often. But whenever I have gotten readings and they were either free or of minimal cost, yes, I did pay attention, but that's because I am so cheap and so adverse to spending money if I don't have to. Let's see. You may want to focus on increasing your sense of self-worth. So seeing yourself as as important as you actually are, not how you think you appear. You may think, and a lot of us, I think I can say this with a broad stroke, is a lot of us out there think that, not just talking about tarot readers, but people in general think less of ourselves, like we're not as worthy as we truly are. And sometimes whenever you have a person come up to you and say, I really value this, that's what really kind of like gives you the not the courage, but the confidence. That's the word I was looking for. Confidence that you really needed. So yeah, that's something else to keep in mind is, if you're questioning your self-worth, don't be afraid to, also go around and give out, praise to people who you truly gain wisdom from, or gain um, uh, quality engagement from. I'm trying to think of how to best word this. You don't need to have self confidence or self worth in order to give it out. However, giving that out usually kind of softens things up, and that person will usually say, "Thank you. I really appreciate how you do X, Y, and Z." That type of thing, which can help your self confidence. Now, let's just be clear that this isn't um, I'm giving you praise because I expect praise. You give praise because you want to give praise, but sometimes that actually does the instant karma thing where it comes back at you, and that's some truly great stuff there. This can also appear whenever you are busy working and hustling at uh, that. Hold on, excuse me. It can appear when you are so busy working and hustling that you have no time or energy to enjoy the fruits of your labor. There's times whenever, hold on, where I will go around and I will clean the house. But once I clean the house, then I have to go make dinner, and I have to, after dinner, go, do a video, or go take pictures for eBay. And then, by the time everything there is done, or pack stuff for eBay, and then by the time I'm done with all that, then it's time for bed. I never really have a chance to enjoy things. So this coming up in reverse would be something that would denote that for me, is that, you did a lot, you cleaned the house, you made dinner and all that stuff, but you're not really enjoying it. So this would be that slow down, relax, enjoy the fruits of your labor, as it is in the upright. um, Moving on, at some point you need to stop and smell the luxurious bouquet of long-stemmed roses. Absolutely. Stop and smell the roses, because it is important to actually take stock of what you did and really sit in awe of what you have accomplished. For instance, I worked my butt off getting everything ready for the wedding. I we have a lot of stuff in our backyard. We just had a tree removed because it was completely dead, and there were logs everywhere in this one big pile, and that was in the middle of the yard. And I'm like, no, this can't be. I want them over there, and along with all the other brush that was brought down from the other tree whenever I had that trimmed, all the dead limbs and all that off there. Um, so I had to move all that stuff, and then I had to clean the house, and I had to, make sure everything was scrubbed down and everything was good, because some family members, this was the first time they were coming over, so I wanted to make sure that I gave the best impression. And I worked my butt off up until like the day of. The day of, I went around and I made sure, like, the and this was little stuff at the last minute. It was I went around and made sure that the tables cleared off, and that a friend of mine was coming over to make a crudité platter and all that, or not a crudité. Yeah, no, charcuterie board. I'm sorry, not crudité. It was a charcuterie board type setup, but she had a big platter and all that stuff. It was wonderful. Lots of cheeses. I'm a huge cheese fan. And yeah. Anyway, she came over to do that. She needed the space, all that stuff. So I made sure that all that stuff was done. Now, whenever we got to the wedding, and people started coming over, and we didn't have a big wedding. It was a total of 12 people, very small, very intimate, and yeah, mostly family and friends. So even our our minister was an auctioneer that I knew, so, or that I still know, but yeah, he's also working as an auctioneer, and he did a wonderful job. But that was my moment of, at, at that moment during the wedding and during the festivities themselves, was my moment to sit back and relax and really enjoy the the fruits of my labor, because I hadn't gotten a chance to do that before. So up until that time, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse would have been coming up for me, but I eventually got to enjoy the fruits of my labor, and then I left for Dover. So I'm kind of longing to go back home and really take in all of the fruits of my labor there, because yeah, it was a lot of hard work, and it turned out very nice, and everybody had a fun time, all that good stuff. um let's see. Moving on, you may need to I'm sorry, you may need to release some of your need for a particular income or standard of living. This is about living beyond your means. So sometimes we indulge a little too much. We enjoy too much of the fruits of our labor, and we need to let go of something. Maybe you don't need that $5 coffee every morning. Now, is that the cause of all your money woes? Probably not. It probably has something to do with minimum wage, and how we value work and people and whatnot, and it has very little to do with a $5 coffee. However, if that is something that is going to make a big impact in your life, I would suggest getting rid of it. Brew coffee at home. I do. And it can turn out just as nice. So, anyway, do not be afraid to take a cut. Take a cut to your income for a short time. So, if you're looking at a big purchase, just look at stepping back for a little bit from certain indulgences and saying, hey, I'm going to go without that just for a little bit. Maybe do a no spend month, and see where you end up on your finances then. But yeah, sometimes a short period of time, just to assess where you're at, is what you need. And lastly, it is vital that you focus on what is most important to you. Really, is the going back to the $5 coffee, is the $5 coffee really that important to you? Is it that much of a pick-me-up every morning? Or is it just something that you like to do to treat yourself? Again, that may not be the cause of all your problems, and it may be. I don't know. That's something for you and your financial advisors, or your budget to assess. And yeah, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Most likely, probably not. But if it's going to help you for that bigger purchase down the road that you're looking at, so you can enjoy those fruits of your labor, or the fruits of your sacrifice, then that might be something that you want to consider. But that's all that I have for the Nine of Pentacles. Join me next time for the Ten of Pentacles. And until next time, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye.